Thank you. श्री गणेशाय नमः। श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त जनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। संतोषिणी जगन्माता मम सौभाग्यवृद्धये नमस्करोमि भक्त्या त्वां प्रसन्ना वरदा भव। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागम् पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्। The Pushpadanta, like Gandharvas, they had this particular power, Avirbhava Tirobhava. So I think you people also got this power now. Avirbhava Tirobhava, appear and disappearance. So I see lot of screens are Tirobhava. It's not appearing. It's very difficult to look at the screen with the blank screen. As it is, talking to screen itself is difficult. That also blank one, your mind stops working. We are not used to talking to blank screen. We are used to talking to people. So please, my request is, please switch on your screen, camera, and be visible. Thank you. Now, Suresh, you can start wherever you can, maybe 10th one onwards.
Okay, Swamiji.
यदुपरि विरिञ्चिर्हरिरथः
Yesterday we saw story of Banasura and his daughter Usha and Aniruddha. Now today we'll see the 14th verse, the Palari Mathanam. It is a famous story that Devas and Asuras joined together to churn the milky ocean, and the Vasuki was the rope, Manthara Parvatam was the churning rod, and when they started churning, first thing came was the halahal poison. When the poison came, all the devatas, asuras, they ran away because they could not take the heat and they were afraid they will be burned to ashes. That time, they all went to Bhagavan, Shivaji. And Lord Shiva was in the Himalayas, Kailas Parvat. Bhavani, Parvati was sitting next to him. He asked her, can I help these people? Helping them, we are helping the world, the humanity. Otherwise, if the poison is allowed to come out, it will destroy the world. So she said, okay, no problem. Go ahead. And Bhagavan came. As he started drinking the poison, she realized, if my husband drink this poison, he will die. So she ran, and these are all Gurudev's version, okay? I'm just telling you. He tells in a very humorous way. And she ran and held the neck, refused to let it go down. Now when they saw, the Devatas saw this, they were afraid. Suppose Bhagavan spit it, it's a problem again. So they went and closed the mouth. The mouth is closed, neck is blocked. Now what Bhagavan will do? He absorbed the poison in his neck. Now this is what the Pushpadanta says. Say, oh Bhagavan, you are so beautiful, Karpura Gauram Karunavataram. Your form is so fair complexion. You are in fair complexion. Bhagavan Shivaji is in fair complexion, not blue color, because some pictures you see blue color also. That's not correct. It's a Karpura Gauram Karunavataram. Samsara Agendraharam. Yeah, Karunavataram. So Samsaraharam. Pujagendraharam. Sadavasantam Karunaram. Om Bhavani Pavitam Navani. So this Karpura Gauram, his form is pure white. And in that white color, neck is blue. It is like a stain. But our Pushpadanta said, Bhagavan, that stain also looks so beautiful on you. And it is so beautiful. It is said, we become bitter. So this drinking poison indicates subjectively, in life also we have to take poison in our life. Many times, everything is not going to be red carpet treatment in life. So many times we have to go through difficulties. Like Bhagavan taking poison, we have to take poison in our life. But we should not become bitter to the world. Whenever we go through difficulties and bad time, then we become bitter to the world and people around us. Bhagavan, you see, even after taking poison, he was blessing to the whole humanity. He was kind to the whole humanity. This is what we have to learn from this story. So, Akhanda Brahmanda Kshaya Chakita Devasura Kripa Videyasyasiti Yat Trinayana Visham Samhrutavataha. And this, the gods and demons were stuck with panic as those they saw that the whole world come to an end. Ever compassionate, you drank the poison. Oh, three-eyed one, how wonderful it is. The stain on your neck does not make you look ugly. Even a deformity is worthy of admiration in you, who is ever engaged in dispelling the fears of the world. Now, this Palari Mathanam subjectively also very beautiful explanation is there. This story comes in Bhagavatam very detailed, because it is Lord Vishnu. So, there is a subjective meaning also. We have to understand this Palari Mathanam is symbolically mean meditation. Our mind is the Palari, milky ocean. And Deva and Asuras are our negative and positive forces in us. Devas and Asuras, negative thoughts and positive thoughts. Then the Vasuki, the rope that is used for churning, is our ego. Our ego is always compared with snake in our symbolism. So the ego is pulled from both sides. Before taking any decision, our ego is this side and that side. That is what is the churning, especially in the meditation seat. And Manthara Parvatam is mantra. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, this mantra. And when you start churning or start practicing meditation, in the beginning you feel good. Maybe 6 months you feel good, because the superficial mind gets quietened. And then after 6 months, you will see the subconscious start coming out. That is called halahal poison. That inside subconscious pent-up emotions, suppressions, inhibitions, the lot of skeleton that we have kept in our shelves, that is all going to come out. That is the purpose of meditation. Meditation's purpose is to purify our inner self. And when this comes, what happens? Generally, people give up meditation. It is said that is the time you need guidance from Guru. You are actually making progress. You should appreciate that, not give up. And like the story, you see how the Devatas went and offered everything to the Lord. The same way in the meditation seat, you should sit down and, oh Lord, this has come. These emotions have come. Sometimes our negativity also becomes very strong. Anger becomes strong. Jealousy becomes strong. And all our negative thoughts become so strong. We become very highly sensitive also. And these are the lakshanas. When this happens, you should sit in the meditation seat and close your eyes and offer to the Lord, oh Lord, this has come. Please take it. Please accept it. So surrender to Him completely and remain there a witness. Then you will see this phase also will pass. And once that phase passes, then you start enjoying meditation. Then all the goodies comes, in the Milky Ocean, the Palari Mathanam, all siddhis, etc. They talk about These are all siddhis. So they will come, and that is all to be distributed, not to be taken until you get amrita. You continue. So this is the significance of the story. So that is what is told here. Continuing. Next. Now, it seems this Pushpadanta has a very peculiar way of telling the story. So he says, this Madan Kumar, that is Kamadev. Kamadev had this particular pride that everybody is under my control. Whether they are Devatas, Asuras, Kinnaras, Yakshas, Manavas, or Rishi Munis, or great tapaswins, none of them are spared. Nobody can resist me. This pride he had. So that's why he said, the asiddhartha naiva kochidapi sadeva suranare. Either Deva or Asura or Nara. Nivartande nityam jagati jayino yasya visikhaha. So this Madana Kumar, our this god of love, he had this reputation that his arrows always return victorious. Never do they come back without fulfilling their purpose. Whether they are gods or demons or humans or rishis or Mahatmas, however great tapaswin they are, still they succumb to this Kamadev arrows. And he also took you, O Lord Shiva, he also took you as an ordinary god. Then what happened? As a result, you know what happened when there was a Asura, Tarakasura. The Tarakasura had a particular boon that he will be killed only a son born to Lord Shiva. And at that time, Tarakasura knew that Bhagavan Shivaji lost his wife Sati, and then he has gone into Samadhi. And when Lord Shiva goes into Samadhi, it takes millions of years. So he is not going to get married now, so I can have a good time. So he got insured himself. So he thought he is free, nobody is going to kill me. So he got this boon from Brahmaji. But then Devatas were tortured, they were become homeless people because he went to Devaloka and sent them all the Devatas out of heaven, and he started ruling there. And all the Devatas became homeless. They were all roaming about in the earth disguised as human beings. So this situation, they could not take it anymore. And they went and pleaded with Mahavishnu Bhagan. And Bhagavan said, now we have to somehow wake up the Bhagavan Shivaji. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And the job was given to Kamadev. So Kamadev thought that anyway, it is a difficult task, but anyway, for the Loka Kalyanartham, for the benefit of humanity, for the benefit of the world, I will do it. I'll sacrifice myself. So he approached, but he had this pride that I will be able to accomplish my task. So with that pride, he went, and that time, that story also will come later, that Parvati ji was given in service to serve Bhagavan Shivji by her father Himavan. Himavan sent her to serve Bhagavan, and Bhagavan never noticed her also. But one day when she was prostrating to Bhagavan after serving him, and as she lifted her head and looked at Bhagavan, this Kamadev shot arrow, and that disturbed Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva saw that, who disturbed my mind? When he looked at Kamadev is hiding, he opened his third eye and burned him to ashes. So, Pashyannisha tvam itarasura sadharana bhuda smaras martavyatma nahi vashishupathya paribhavaha. Then he became bodiless. So he lost his body. So he remained bodiless. Then after, Rati Devi went and pleaded with him, and Bhagavan blessed her. He will have his body back in Dwapar Yuga, Krishna Avatara time. Lord Krishna and Rukmini, he will be born as his son, their son. So, this is what he is saying. So, this is what happened. So, when you approach Bhagavan thinking that you are great and looked at him as an ordinary person, ordinary devatas, and look at that. This is what happened. Insulting great masters can never do good. So you remain only in the memory of people, not in physical form. So that's what happened if you insult Mahatmas. Okay, continuing. Now, he is describing Bhagavan Shivji's Tandava Nirtam. Bhagavan, you are dancing out of ecstasy. And there is a science book also, Dancing with the Woolly Masters. It's a very beautiful book. And there he compares the entire creation, the whole cosmos is a dance of Lord Shiva. So you are dancing with joy. But then what happened? The result, the other people, what happened to them? He says, when you dance, Bahi pada khata vrajati sahasa samshaya padam. When you dance for the protection of the world, the earth doubts whether she can hold your, that force of your steps. Your dancer has to put steps, isn't it? And if the platform upon which the dancer is standing, if that itself is not strong enough, then the platform will go down. So here Bhumi Devi is not able to hold the steps of Bhagavan. Padam Vishnor Brahmyat Bhuja Pariga Rukna Grahaganam, and your hands are Vishnor Bhuja Padam. That Vishnor Padam, that Bhagavan Vishnu Loka, that is Vaikuntha. Your hands are reaching Vaikuntha. And there also these hands are like clubs, iron clubs. And it is also making Bhagavan, Vishnu Bhagavan is scared that your hands are coming and disturbing him with movements. And then your hair, jata, that is moving here and there because of the steps that you are making in swift movement. And the hair also disturbs all the stars. Jata tatita tata jagat rakshaye tvam nadasi nanu vavaiva vibhuda. It is very ironic that your glory, meant for dispelling all fear, causes such trouble to one and all. So you are dancing for the welfare of the whole world, but the whole world is terrified looking at he wants to say indirectly that how magnanimous is his body itself, how magnificent is his body, how glorious his body. He pervades the entire universe. That's why Rudra Suktam and all that, if you read, it is a description of the Virat Swarupa of Bhagavan. So that is what is there. So even the dance is something that is magnanimous. Now continuing. Next story is Ganga Avataranam. Vyat Vyapitara Gana Gunita Fenod Gamaruchihi. Now, this Ganga, Gangotbhava, how Ganga was born is again given in Bhagavatam. And our Shiva Puranam also it is there. In fact, all Puranas it is there. Ramayana also it is there. In Valmiki Ramayanam it is very detailed description is there. Now, the Vamana Avatara time, Bhagavan Vamana went to Mahabali asking for 3 steps of land. And Mahabali was surprised, why only 3 steps? You can ask a village, I can give you. Bhagavan said, only no. What? Your minimum needs. So if you are not satisfied with 3 steps, you will not be satisfied with the whole world. Like that he answered. And when Mahabali gave the offering, 3 steps of land measured by his foot. So Bhagavan increased his size, Virat Rupa, and measured with 1 steps the heavens, 3 world, Bhuva Swaha. Then 2nd step, he went up to Brahmaloka. And Brahmaji saw Bhagwan's lotus feet. He immediately recognized. He took out water from his kamandalu and it washed the feet. And that waters became Gangaji. That is the Udbhava of Ganga. That is why it has come from the Vishnur Padodagam. It is a Vishnu Padodagam. That is why it has the purifying effect. Ganga Snanam has purifying effect. Even today, because of that, origin is from Bhagavan Vishnu. And this was in the heavens. Then Bhagirath is the one who brought this Gangaji down and filled the ocean. The ocean was dry in the beginning because Agastya Rishi drank the ocean, all the 7 oceans drank. So it became empty, it was all dry. So Ganga is the one filled up the ocean with water. So, because there is another story why Ganga was brought down. Because Sagar had 60,000 children and he performed Ashwamedha Yaga 100th horse. 100 times if you do successfully, you become Indra. So Indra did not like it. That like the president's position, people, they get scared if somebody else compete. They try every other method to defeat that guy. Same way Indra also, it is not something new. It is all there in our Puranas also. Indra also tried to steal the horse. He stole the horse and put it near Kapila Muni's ashram. Now, these sons of Sagara, they went in search of the horse. Finally, they found out it is in Kapila Muni's ashram. It is tied there. Without inquiring or thinking, they thought that Kapila Muni is the thief. They went and attacked him. Bhagavan from his meditation seat opened his eyes and these boys become ashes. Now this Sagar had another son called Amshuman. Amshuman went in search of his brothers, finally reached there and found out what happened from Kapila Muni himself. And he asked, what is the solution? Kapila Muni said, you bring Akasha Ganga, the touch of Ganga, they will release him. Otherwise, it is a Brahmana Shapa. Brahmana Shapa is the worse than anything else. They will not get Gati. So it is to be done. So Amshuman's son tried, it did not work out. Then finally in that dynasty, a king came, Bhagirath. Bhagirath decided to bring Gangaji down. First he propitiated Brahmaji, asked for an extension of life. Because unless you have enough life to propitiate all these people, it will be difficult. So first he made sure he will live long. Then he propitiated Gangaji. Gangaji said, I'll come. The problem is, if my force is so much that earth will not be able to balance it. She will go to Patal. So then what is your suggestion? So do you have any suggestion? Somebody can take your force. So she said, try Lord Shiva. He may agree. So then Bhagirath had to propitiate Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva appeared before him and said, yes, what do you want? You have to receive Gangaji. Okay, and he disappeared. Now we have to make appointment with 2 people. It's very difficult. Is it Monday is okay? Lord Shiva said, no, Monday my devotees will come. What about Tuesday? Tuesday also not, because it is Ramchandraji's birthday. He is my Ishtadevata. So I will be busy. What about Wednesday? That is Krishna's day. Then Thursday, it is Guru's day. Friday, Devi day. I cannot go. She will get upset. What about Saturday? Then they decided Saturday afternoon, 4:30. So both of them agreed back and forth. This Bhagirath had to go. Finally, they agreed Saturday, 4:30 in the afternoon. Bhagwan, Gangaji decided to come down. And then Bhagwan looked up and absorbed her in his jada. And he disappeared afterwards. Now Bhagirath again, his purpose is not served. Again meditated upon Bhagwan. And Bhagwan, now what do you want? Please release Gangaji. So Gangaji was released. Small stream. And he was guiding her to go to this Kapila ashram. And that is why in the beginning stages of Gangaji is called Bhagirathi. And then she was so mischievous. There was a Rishi meditating, Jannu Rishi. And that Rishi opened his eyes. He saw this Ganges jumping about and he drank her completely. Finished. Now again Bhagirath, poor guy, he so much of work, nothing is happening. So he sat there and meditated upon this Jannu Rishi. And Jannu Rishi finally released her through his ears. And then finally reached this Kapilashram. You know, it went to Bengal, and Bengal, you put a line, you dig a straight line, it will go to California. Kapila Bhumi is called California. California became, Kapila Bhumi became California. I am not telling this, you know, our Kanchi Kamagodi Piriyacharya, he said this. He must have done some research. And there is also a possibility because Kapil, in Bhagavatam, description of Kapila is he was blonde, his hair was blonde, golden hair. So in California, you find a lot of blonde, see. It is possible. So Kapila Bhumi, in all these Pandits, when they do Sankalpa in California, you will see this Kapila Bhumi, they say, for California. So then Gangaji went and then liberated all those souls. So that is the story. So here, Pushpadanda tells in a different way the same story. Vyat Vyapitara Gana Gunita Fenodgama Ruchihi Pravaho Varam Yaha Prishata Lakhu Drishtas Sirasite. The flow of waters of the divine river pervades all the sky and looks doubly splendid with stars illumining its form. Jagat Dvipakaram Jalati Valayam Tena Kritamiti. But this appears as this even a drop of water on your head. This vast Ganges who pervades the entire sky and who filled the 7 seas, that vast amount of water looks a small little drop of water in your hair. So how great your body is. That is what it says. Anaine onneyam Dridamahyada divyam tapavapuhu. Again, the whole world turns into islands covered by these waters. But this we can infer From this, you can understand how divine and glorious your body is. So this is what such a vast Gangaji is. It looks like a small drop in your hair. So that shows how vast and beautiful your body is. Greatness. Now, next story is the Tarakasura. This Gangaji avatar also, there is a philosophical significance. See, Gangaji stands for Brahmavidya. The Brahmavidya starts from Bhagavan. Narayanam Patma Bhuvam Vasishtam Shaktinja Tatputra Parasharam Cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapatam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Badhasya Sishyam Tam Totakam Vartikakara Manyat Asmat Kurun Santata Bhanatosmi. So Narayana is the origin of Brahmavidya. That is one sampradaya. If you take Lord Shiva as Brahmavidya Guru, then Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So this is also one parampara. Another parampara, Narayana. Narayana to Brahmaji, Brahmaji to Vasishta, Vasishta to Shakti, Shakti to Parashara, Parashara to Vyasa, Vyasa to Shuka, Shuka to Gaudabada, Gaudabadacharya to Govinda Bhagavatpada, Govinda Bhagavatpada to Shankaracharya, Shankaracharya to his disciples, and up to our immediate Guru, our Guru. So this is parampara. So this parampara is what is spiritual. So it has come from the feet of Lord, may it come from Lord Narayana. Then who can bring that Brahmavidya? Only a tapaswin can bring that Brahmavidya. That is Bhagirath's tapas. Then who can receive it? Another tapasvi like Lord Shiva alone can receive it. After having received it, he did not give out immediately. He assimilated only what is necessary. That much only he gives to the world. And as he was going, again another Rishi drank it. Means what? Another Rishi absorbed it. And then he gave out. That's why he let out through the years. Means what? Karna paramparaya. This knowledge has come down from Guru to Shishya. Every Guru is a ghat. No, Gangaji. Entrance to the Gangaji, there is a ghat. In that ghat, there are chain also. You have to hold on to the chain and take a dip, and then otherwise you will be picked up in Varanasi. So this, every Guru, every Mahatma who is giving discourses in Vedanta is a ghat, as it were. And when Bhagiratha first time when Gangaji came, took a dip in Ganga and he felt refreshed. The same feeling of freshness you will feel even if you take now the Ganga Snan. That is the significance. So it is a Brahmavidya. It is not a river, please. It is Brahmavidya. Now, next story is the Tarakasura story I told you. Tarakasura felt he was cheated. He believed in Lord Shiva not getting married, but he got married. So all his belief was shattered. So he lost belief in sannyasis. Either the sannyasis also getting married, so what can you do? You can't trust them. Like this, he started disbelieving them. So he had 3 sons. Tarakaksha, Vidunmali, Virupaksha. 3 sons. These 3 sons meditate upon Brahmaji And this time they don't want to be cheated. They took a very tough boon from Brahmaji. See, when you are born, you have to die. But the death, how you die, you can choose. So this is what Brahmaji can do. Brahmaji cannot totally stop death, but you can make it difficult. So they said, we want 3 flying cities. So then one was made of iron, another made of gold, third one, second was made of silver, third one was gold. So iron, silver, gold. Flying cities, okay. The whole California is like one city, one flying city. And this will fly continuously. And once in 1 billion divine years, not human years, divine years, they come in line. 3 of them come in line, one line for 1 second. At that time, you have to shoot an arrow. Then only you can destroy it. Now that story is what is. And Bhagavan Shivji did it. That is why he's called Tripurari. Ratakshoni yanta shata dhriti ragendro dhanurato. We read this? Did we read this? No? Okay. Read. Radatshoniyanta. Now, Bhagavan, Shivji, how did he accomplish this task of killing these 3 Tarakasura and Tarakasura's sons? Tarakaksha, Vidyunmali, Virupaksha. So he says, he made earth as his chariot, Ratakshoni. Yanta Shatadritihi. His charioteer was Brahmaji. Ragendro Dhanurdaha. Agendraha Dhanurathaha. So this Meru Parvat, the king of all mountains, he is the Dhanu. Dhanus means bow. Rathanke Chandrarkau, and the wheels were sun and the moon. So the wheels. Ratha Charana Pani Sharaha. Oh, this is a very beautiful title. Ratha Charana Pani is a title for Bhagavan Vishnu. Say in the Mahabharata war, the 10th day, Bhishma Pitama became a menace. It became a problem. He started killing because he was insulted by Duryodhana. Duryodhana insulted him, saying that your heart is still with Pandavas. You are not killing them. As long as you keep this in mind, we are not going to win this war. Today I want to see that you kill Pandavas. So Bhishma Pitama said, okay, I will show you. So he came to the battle with the intention of destroying Shavak, the maximum destruction to Pandavas. He started destroying the soldiers, 10,000, 20,000, like this. So, and Arjuna could not even lift his bow. He was trying to lift his bow, it was blocked by Bhishma Pitamaha. And when he saw that, Krishna Bhagavan could not stand it. He forgot his vow that he will not take arms. He jumped from the chariot and there was a broken chariot was there and he lifted the wheel of the chariot and ran towards Bhishma Pitamaha. That's what it is said, Rathanga Pani, Ratha Charana Pani. So Ratha Charana means Ratha's wheels, Ratha Charana, and the wheel of the chariot, and took it in his hand and ran towards Bhishma. Vidavida was seeing that, he was very happy. He put down his bow and arrow and he said, Bhagavan, please kill me. I am very happy and I am successful that you broke your vow. That is what I also wanted. I took a vow that I will make you give up your vow. That is what I wanted also. So that is what he said. Ratha Charana Pani Shara. So Bhagavan Vishnu became the arrow for Bhagavan Shivji. Vidhat Didhakshoste koyam Tripura Trinamadambara vidhi. And when you wanted to burn the three cities, which were really like mere straw to you, and he's asking the question, Vidheyai Kridandyo Nakalu Paratantra Prabhudiyaha, says, everything is functioning under your command. Why do you want to have all this arrangement? You could have done it without it also. But then Bhagavan has to respect the boon that Brahmaji has given. So you cannot bypass it. That's why Lord Vishnu also, Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to die in such a way, in a particular way. So Bhagavan respected the boon and followed all the rules of his devotees. So these cities these are also subjectively, Tripura means our gross body, subtle body, causal body. And in these three cities, who is reveling? Our ego is reveling. This ego is the sons. Waker I, dreamer I, sleeper I. Three sons of Tarakasura, and which can be killed by whom? Only Lord Shiva. So destruction of ego is only with the help of Lord Shiva. That's why Ahankarasya Devata Rudraha. Now continuing. Next story. Bhagavan Hari, Lord Vishnu. Now, as I told you before, this is Shiva Puran. In Shiva Puran, Lord Shiva is considered the highest Brahman. Vishnu become number 2 and Brahmaji become number 3. In Vishnu Purana, Vishnu is number 1, Shiva became number 2. This is how it is. So here it is Shiva Purana. Therefore, here Vishnu Bhagavan is worshipping Lord Shiva. He is doing 1,000 names of Bhagavan. Archana is doing. Hari ste sahasram kamala beli mathaya padayoho eteko ne tasmin nija mudaharan netra kamalam. And Bhagavan wanted to test the devotion of Vishnu. So he made disappear one lotus. It was only 999. What we would have done, suppose we were doing puja, at that time one flower is missing. What we will do, we'll get up, go and pluck another one and bring, isn't it? That is not correct. It is against the puja vidhi. Once you invoke Bhagavan, asmin bimbe mahabhanapatim avahayami, stapayami, asanam samarpayami. Once he was seated there in front of you, then you should not get up until the puja. So, asmat bimbat mahaganapatim yadasthanam pratishthapayami punaragamanam cha mangalaya cha. So, until you send him back, you should not get up from the seat, because once Bhagavan is seated, you get up and go, it is considered disrespect to the Lord. So therefore, this is not allowed. So next time when you do puja, everything make it available, matchbox, everything. Don't get up in between and go. Don't do that. So that is why Bhagavan Vishnu, even though he kept 1,000 of them, one was missing. He could have got up. No, he did not. That is against the puja dharma. So he sat there and he said, one time it happened, second time also it happened. Then he realized this must be something. So he thought that his eyes are also like lotus. Pankajaksha. So he said, his eyes are also like lotus. So he removed one eye and offered to Bhagavan. So, Gato Bhaktyutregaha Parinati Masau Chakravapusha. And that devotion was converted into the chakra. Bhagavan Shivaji blessed him with the Sudarshana Chakra as a reward for his offering of his own eyes. This was the reward. Bhagavan Shivaji blessed Bhagavan with it. And that Trayanam Rikshaye Tripurahara Jagarti Jagadam. And that Sudarshana Chakra even now is alert for the protection of the three worlds. That is the result of Bhagavan's bhakti. Bhagavan rewards. And that Sudarshan Chakra is the famous with Bhagavan Vishnu and Lord Krishna also. Continuing. One more verse and we'll take tomorrow next. Kratau supte jagrat tobasi phala yoge kritumatam. So, see, whenever we perform an action, we get result. So every action has got equivalent and opposite reaction. So this is the law of nature. So have you ever thought about it that we have performed so many karmas in our life? Who makes an account of it? And who makes sure that we get the right result to our actions, whether they are good or bad? Good action will get good result. Bad action will also get bad result. All these are accounted and connected. The doer of the action and the enjoyer of the result, both are connected. And this connection, who makes it? And our Pushpadanta says, "Oh Lord, you are the one who makes it happen." What kind of computer it must be? Think about it, Bhagavan's computer. Mind-boggling, if you think about it. Our own life, whatever that we have done up till now from childhood, we don't remember. But Bhagavan remember, isn't it? The law of karma, you cannot cheat. There are no amendment also. You can, it works. So therefore, people have faith in performing rituals. Why? Because if they perform rituals, the result will come. And that is why olden days Mahatma people, even Rakshasas, I believe in that. That is why they perform Kora tapas. As a result of tapas, Brahmaji has to come. He has to bless them with the result of action. So this is your law of karma. Thus knowing you as the power that brings right result in any ritual, people get engaged in various works with faith in the Vedas too. So, Suto Shraddham Bhatva Dada Parikarak Karma Sujinaha. Now, next story is Dakshayaga. We will see that tomorrow. Now it is very simple. It is not that difficult. So we will be able to finish tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.